Hello, welcome back to the Lucky Micah podcast. Today I want to talk about a dish that people either overthink or completely dismiss: salmon at home. It's either "I'll mess up the fish" or "salmon's a restaurant thing." Today I'm making the case for neither of those being true, with an air fryer and about 15 minutes of your evening. I want to start with why I keep coming back to this method specifically, because I think that's the real story here, more than the recipe itself. The first benefit is just how fast it is. 10 minutes to prep, 10 to 12 minutes to cook. That's genuinely it. On a weeknight, that's the difference between cooking something real and just giving up and ordering takeout. There's no waiting for an oven to fully preheat, no standing over a hot pan worrying about splatter or flipping at exactly the right moment. You coat the fish, you set the basket, and you walk away. The second benefit is the texture you get, which honestly took me by surprise the first time I tried it. Air frying circulates hot air all around the fillet, so you get this genuinely crispy, almost golden exterior on the outside, while the inside stays moist and flaky. That's a really hard balance to hit with regular pan searing, where you're often trading a good crust for an overcooked interior or vice versa. The air fryer just handles that trade-off for you. The third benefit is how forgiving it is on cleanup and mess. No oil splattering across your stovetop, no lingering fish smell hanging around your kitchen for the rest of the evening the way pan frying tends to leave behind. And here's a small trick that makes cleanup even easier. I always line the air fryer basket with a piece of parchment paper before the salmon goes in. It stops any herbs or oil from sticking to the basket itself, and afterward, cleanup is just lifting the parchment out and tossing it. No scrubbing required. And the fourth, which matters a lot to me personally, is how healthy this actually is without you having to think about it. We're using just 2 tablespoons of olive oil total, and the air frying method means you're not sitting in a pool of oil the way you would with traditional frying. Salmon on its own already brings a great source of protein and those heart-healthy omega-3 fats, and this method doesn't undo any of that with excess oil or heavy breading. It's a dish that manages to feel a little indulgent with that crispy herb crust, while still being something you can feel genuinely good about eating on a regular basis. Let's actually make it together. This recipe serves 2. You'll need 2 salmon fillets, about 5 to 6 ounces each, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, a teaspoon of dried rosemary, a teaspoon of dried dill, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder. Finally, salt and black pepper to taste, and a few lemon wedges for serving. You can also use chopped fresh herbs for garnish. Parsley or chives work nicely. Here's how it comes together. First, make your herb mixture. In a small bowl, combine the dried thyme, dried rosemary, dried dill, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and black pepper. Mix it well so everything's evenly distributed. Next, prep your salmon. Pat each fillet completely dry with paper towels. This helps both the oil and the herbs actually stick, instead of sliding off. Brush each fillet with olive oil on both sides, making sure you get an even coating. Then sprinkle that herb mixture over both sides of each fillet, pressing gently so it adheres well. Preheat your air fryer to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes. While it preheats, cut a piece of parchment paper to fit the bottom of your basket. This is the cleanup trick I mentioned earlier, and it makes a real difference. Place the herb-coated salmon fillets in a single layer on top of the parchment paper in the air fryer basket. Don't crowd them, or you'll lose that crisp exterior we're after. Air fry at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes, or until the salmon is cooked through and flakes easily with a fork. Keep in mind that cooking time can shift a little depending on how thick your fillets are, so check a minute or 2 early the first time you make this. Once it's done, carefully remove the fillets from the basket and transfer them to your serving plates. Garnish with freshly chopped herbs and serve with lemon wedges on the side for squeezing over the top right before you eat. That herb-infused crust really is doing a lot of work here. It adds this earthy depth to the salmon, while the air frying gives you that crisp texture you'd normally only expect from pan searing or a hot oven. It's a small technique with a genuinely outsized payoff. Now, let's talk about what to build around it, because this dish is flexible enough to fit almost any kind of evening. For something light and fresh, a side salad with mixed greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and a light vinaigrette complements the richness of the salmon really nicely without competing with it. Steamed vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, or green beans are another simple, nutritious route that lets the salmon stay the star of the plate. If you want something more substantial, serve the salmon over a bed of cooked quinoa or brown rice for a complete, well-balanced meal. Or go with a lemon herb couscous, which brings in a nice Mediterranean touch. The citrus in the couscous echoes the lemon wedges you're already serving alongside the fish, so the whole plate feels cohesive. For a more comforting, cooler weather pairing, creamy garlic mashed potatoes offer a hearty contrast to that crispy salmon texture. And if you want something a little more elevated, roasted carrots, Brussels sprouts, or sweet potatoes roasted alongside the salmon round out the meal with some really nice variety and texture. And if you want to add a sauce, a light dill sauce or a yogurt-based sauce drizzled over the top adds an extra layer of creaminess and flavor that pairs beautifully with the herb crust already on the fish. The idea, really, is to pick sides that support the dish rather than overwhelm it. The herb crust and the salmon itself are the whole point, so keep everything else a little simpler. As for nutrition, each serving comes in at 304 calories, with 18 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber. It's a well-balanced plate on its own, even before you add any of those sides in. So if salmon has felt like one of those someday when I have more time or more confidence dishes, I hope this shows you it really doesn't need to be. 10 minutes of prep, one basket, and you've got something that tastes like it took a lot more effort than it actually did. Thanks for cooking along with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it means more than you know. I'll see you next time on Laki Maikai.